There should be a political agreement based on principles, as in, yes, we agree that there's a logic that demands amendments to the Minsk Agreements in order to make them work. And then it all descends onto the Trilateral Contact Group in Minsk, where we work as editors. And again, after running this through political advisors or the foreign ministers of the four countries, a decision will be made and those changes will be implemented. The main thing is to have that side really want to make an armistice. So we have a long way of negotiating, explaining, and demonstrating to them the research is done by experts and international institutions that state that there can be no political regulation of a war without resolving security questions as a prerequisite. For example, the wonderful experts at the Ukrainian Institute of International Politics made some research in the year 2016 where they looked at the most recent events, starting from the conflict in Northern Ireland, in the former states of Yugoslavia, and in some African countries. They made this quite illustrative presentation. We spoke with them prior to our Paris trip, which clearly stated that in those events where there was a war, a conflict, if there was no control over the border, then armed military resistance would spark once more. And those countries that first had the return of the control over the border, disarmament, demilitarization, reintegration of combatants, the amnesty laws and laws on upcoming elections and how will they be held, published in advance, and then the right time was awaited for society to understand, and then elections held, and only then were there no continuation of the conflict. We will definitely write down our own proposals for amending the Minsk Agreements. The president even had them ready in his initiatives. But in those 4 months, our expectations that even the homework that the sides had agreed upon pertaining to the upcoming prisoner exchange, the disengagement of forces in 3 agreed upon places, these are things that can be done before the end of March in order for this chemistry of a complex conflict where for 3 years nothing has been happening. Minsk and everything else were virtually frozen. This chemistry of restarting talks and dialogue, it must start working. When the Kremlin decides what they want to do with Ukraine next, because you and I don't know their plans, then their stance for the nearest future will be clear. If they are ready to have an armistice, to withdraw their forces, which they say are not there, from Ukraine, then we will move forward respectively.